Welcome back to GBGuns. I've got here a pair of slightly different models of the FMK pistols. If you recall in our coverage of these, this really early one really ended up being more of a malfunction drill gun than anything else. Had all kinds of troubles with it. We got a later version. You notice the sights are slightly different, and the trigger is this 316 model trigger versus the no number double action only model. Now, there were some slight improvements, but the trigger is still kind of rough. Watch this. Come up the slack, squish to a wall, push through, slips. There's the break. So, not exactly a great trigger. The ergonomics on the FMK is incredible. I love what they're doing, fighting the good fight, manufacturing in California, a state that is very anti-gun. So there's a lot of good effort, and if you just jerk through this, it's actually not a terrible trigger. It's just not one that you can stage and target with. And for some people, these guns are one of the only options that they can either afford or is allowed in their state. And that's not something to laugh at. I appreciate that can happen. Well, FMK has just released an upgrade, if you will, from this 316 trigger. You see the number there. And that is with what they're calling a fast action trigger, which of course is what this was called before. But these are the 804 triggers, described to be meant for enthusiasts and those who want a shorter, lighter, quicker pull. You get the trigger bar and shoe already attached to everything. Yes, if this looks kind of Glock-like, that's because it is. As well as replacement pins in case your pins get damaged on the way out, because as I understand it, they're just plastic. It happens. That's part of what makes these guns so affordable. Now, YouTube is, of course, not going to let me show you how to install this. It's really simple. It's you take down, knock those pins out, gut the trigger, put the new one in. I'm going to skip past that for the sake of keeping my channel on YouTube. Swap this 804 in. You saw what the trigger pull looked like on the 316. Let's see how the 804 is, if it's a worthy upgrade for a gun that has a lot of great ideas, but just isn't the most fun to shoot right away. So let's see what the 804 does. So it really was as simple as dropping those two pins out and slapping in, pulling out the old one. You can see there's the 316 marking, and dropping in the 804. And look at this difference. Take up to a wall, break. Wall, break. The reset, still about the same length. I'd say it's still appropriate for carry. It's just a whole lot nicer. If I can get the camera to focus on here. That's the 804. Pull out my old model with the original. So you see the difference there? With that kind of creep and slip to the break. The 804 trigger is much cleaner. I'm sure this will break in well. I'm going to get some rounds to it, break it in, and then try to group with it and see if I can shoot any better and prove that these guns really are worth it. On second thought, me shooting groups with these doesn't really tell you anything, because you have no way of knowing if I'm intentionally throwing a group or not. I tried to show you the feel. What I can also show you is there's a lot of wobble in this original trigger, side to side. And you can see how the safety barely sticks out. Once it's back, look at all of that side to side. The new one, safety is a blade, sticks out a little more actively. No movement side to side. So it fits a lot tighter, which also means that your feel is more correct and your pull is bringing that trigger back. Definitive upgrade for the FMK. Good job, guys, at coming up with a response and making this affordable gun better. Thanks for watching.